That's the next video with me, Demon Wolf. Let's continue. Didn't think so.
I didn't like the idea of putting my hand in there. But hey, what the heck? I was only risking mutilation. No blade took my hand off at the wrist, and no scorpion stung me, for which I was very grateful. But there was something in there. A metal ring, as wide as my hand.
Damn it. Metal ring as wide as your hand. Well, use it.
I took a firm hold of the ring and tried not to think of death traps, and pulled. Whoa there!
Okay, it's Indiana Jones,
Around the
but
corner,
dead.
I found the corpse. Oh my God. Klausner? Large as life and twice as dead. I'd hardly had time to accept the fact when I heard the door mechanism start up again. Oh man, no! The door had slammed shut, trapping me. I had a bad feeling about how Klausner had died. A stone head bearing 3 bearded faces. It was a strange image, but a powerful one, redolent with antiquity and ancient mysteries.
3 bearded faces. The woman who was looking in the mirror saw 3 faces. Not her own face, but 3 faces looking back at her. Huh. That must be... I guess he hasn't been dead long.
Whatever had been in the bottle had been drunk. Klausner must have died of thirst and dehydration. I've done more fun things in my life than searching a corpse, but as my life expectancy wasn't great, I figured I should try every new challenge that came my way. I cautiously flicked open the jacket. Hey, what's this? I'd found some kind of lens. A very old lens made from a very hard glass. That settled it. The knight on the manuscript had been holding a lens the whole time, not a crystal ball. Bullwhips might be handy for exploring ancient ruins, but they're no use when you're trapped in a cave. Klausner clearly fancied himself as a latter-day Indiana Jones. I searched the corpse. No portable phone, no demolition charges, no 5-course meal. You'd think international conspirators would go around better equipped. I'd searched Klausner once. There was nothing on his body. I couldn't see any, apart from his fingertips being scraped raw, and that seemed self-inflicted. Klausner had been pretty smart to get this far, but he was still dead.
Let's take a look at this over here, shall we?
I couldn't take the inscription with me. All I could do was stare at it and try to memorize it. In accidenta cita est in ora mundi. Okay, that would have to do. The mount's open. It must be Ultar. My God, if he comes in, we'll both be trapped. Ultar! Don't come in! It's a trap! Stay where you are! You!
Hello, Mr. Stobart. We meet in the most unusual places. Please, do not make any sudden moves. I have no desire to maim you.
Did you say maim?
I did. Dead men tell no tales, as you say. And I want to hear everything that you have to tell me.
And what if I don't want to talk?
Then I shall, most regrettably, have to kill you. Rest assured, however, that I am an excellent shot you would not suffer.
Oh, that's good. Believe me, I'm really assured.
It is rather dark in here. I think we should conduct our business outside.
Why should I make myself an easier target?
If I fire at you, Mr. Stobart, I shall hit you even in here. But Unfortunately, my marksmanship will suffer. It could be the difference between hitting you in the leg or the groin.
Boy, it sure is hot in here.
No sudden moves, Mr. Stobart.
This doesn't look good.
Now then, where shall we start?
How about being bosom buddies and you putting that gun away?
Klausner, do you know where he is?
Yep, he's dead. Just around the corner of the cave. You want to look?
I'll take your word for it. How did he die?
Starvation or dehydration by the look of it.
He was caught in this trap you were shouting about. Yes, I suspected as much. The Templars were not ones to give away their secrets lightly. Was he carrying anything of importance?
No, nothing.
So, why is this location important? What did the Templars hide here is not an artifact.
Well, there is something, I guess, but you can't move it.
Yes? What is it?
It's a treasure map. Yeah, X marks the spot.
Come now, do you expect me to believe that?
Yeah, okay. You caught me. But round the corner, there is something in Latin up on the wall.
Latin? Do you remember it, Mr. Stobart?
In accidenta cita est, in ora mundi.
Ah, the words of Caesar. Yes, that makes sense.
Well, I know that roughly it means to the west, to the edge of the world. But what the heck is that about?
It tells me where the sword of Baphomet lies. Mr. Stobart, I am sure that you are just what you appear to be. A gifted amateur.
Thanks, I think.
But I can no longer tolerate your interference. There is far more at stake than you realize.
So what are you going to do?
I regret that we must end this here and now. Your only choice now is whether you die like a man or like a dog.
Okay, you're the boss. I'll take my medicine.
You are an honorable man, Mr. Stobart. A rare breed. I should like to shake your hand.
Yeah. Well, what the heck?
Really? You jumped off the cliff? Damn! George, you're
Luckily,
a badass!
the canopy on Ultar's truck broke my fall.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens? Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, George.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
Because all you bloody do is sit here and do nothing.
Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
Let's take another...
Can't take... So he's holding the lens.
A night through my...
Done that one. We got the lens. We saw the three faces. We don't know what it means yet. We haven't figured this one out yet.
There's a guy There's but the There's between... I'd better get...
Can I go anywhere else? No. Alright, let me think. I'll move your guys finish the goblet now.
The priest was...
You're kidding me. Are you... Really? I've been to Syria, I've been, like, into the sewers. I've been gone for, like, probably a week, let's face it. And you're still doing that. Yeah, I didn't think so. Fudge. Well, for a second I thought he was going to do it.
The lens fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove.
Per disciplinum meum lux videbus. Hey!
Right. 3 lands. Oh god, not a puzzle. Okay. 3 lands need to be slid into a correct position within the circle so that when aligned they create a clear image. Each land element can be moved by moving the mouse pointer over the numbered tab. When a grass hand appears, clicking and holding the mouse button slide left or right, George will acknowledge the image once the lands are correctly positioned.
The distortions came sharply into focus. It was a Knight Templar burning at the stake. And below him a date in Roman numerals.
A Knight Templar burning at the stake. And a date. Let me see. MCCC That's 1314. Hey, thanks.
It is my pleasure, monsieur.
What was the writing on the chalice?
It was not writing, my mistake. It was a coat of arms. The remarkable thing is that it seems very familiar.
Yeah?
Oui, I think I have seen it on that wall tomb in the far corner. That winged horse is quite distinctive.
I noticed that the stained glass window on the left looks more modern than the middle one.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as old as the church, early 14th century.
Oh, man, that's awful.
Oui, a terrible loss. Still, the church and the other windows survived.
How long have you worked here?
Hardly work, monsieur. This is a calling. I have been helping Father Flambert for nearly 6 months now.
I guess you don't know much about the history of this church, then.
Just a little.
You've got quite a shine on that candlestick.
Ah, oui. Anything less than best would be an insult
See
to
that?
the Almighty.
I guess so. I never thought of it like that. What do you know about the Knights Templar?
You have come to the right place, if that is. Many of them were executed in the square outside. It was a disgrace to France.
Well, the Pope was right behind it, though.
Clement V was a man of mammon, not of God.
That's kind of forthright for a priest, isn't it?
You think so? It is hard to be sure what happened. It is so long ago.
Do you speak Latin?
You ask this of a priest?
Okay. Can you tell me what per disciplinum meum lux videbus means?
Let me see. That would be, by my teachings, you will see the light. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too. There's grease paint on this tissue.
Oui.
Alright.
Uh,
Yeah, I didn't
catch
think
you
so.
later.
Au revoir.
So it's either this one over here. If so, this could be Don Carlos.
Now that my attention had been drawn to it, there was no mistake. There was no name on it. But the coat of arms was undeniably the Pegasus of the De Vasconcelos family. I'd found the last resting place of Don Carlos. My eye was drawn to the biblical references carved into the edge of the tomb. Hey, maybe these biblical references mean something.
Oh god, no. Oh, if this is an anagram, I suck at anagrams. Okay, let's read this. A jumble of letters are carved onto the side of the knight's tomb. You must look for a highlight must look for and highlight a number of biblical verse references comprising the name of a book followed by the chapter and verse in Latin numerals. For example, Luke chapter 8 verse 2 would be displayed as Luke... What? You must find and highlight all verse references. Highlight the full verse reference and the letters will stay lit, otherwise the letters will fade. George will read the verse references once they are highlighted. What? What? I just don't know. Nope, he's not gonna do that. I don't get it. What? Burning of Jacques Molay and the date 1314. 1314. What was it like? X1 1314. Alright, let's think. Notepad, please. Can't use my inventory. You know what? I'm gonna use a hint. How does this work? Examine the tomb carefully. Hidden among the writings are some of biblical verse references. Altogether, there are 4 concealed biblical references. You must highlight all 4 of them like a word search. As well as the book name, make sure that you highlight the chapter and verse numbers. Look for and highlight P Psalms XXX to XX1. Alright, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna use this. Sorry, but I'm not sitting here for hours. P Psalms, 3 X's and a 2. 2 X's and 1. Plums. Oh, there's the 3 X's and the 2. I also need to highlight an XX1. Or was it an X2? XX1. XX1. 7. Peace Psalms. Seven. Okay, this is probably the first one then.
Psalms 22:21. Not much to go on, but it must have meant something. If I examined the tomb more closely, there might be other clues to find.
John. Now we know there's one called John.
Psalms 32:7. The numbers referred to a chapter and a verse in the Bible.
J-O. It was John what? John 4 and 11. John 4:11. There's a 4, there's no 11 beside it. There's a J, there's no other O besides that one. A-O-M, no. What was the other one? Corinthians 4:5.
Corinthians 14:5.
What the hell's John? What? John 4:9. This is backwards. There's Monday. No. All of them are pretty much in a... Maybe it's downwards. No J there. Right there. There's a J there. John. There it is.
John 4:11. There were no more references to find, but a series of Roman numerals ran around the plaque. I made a note in case they meant something.
Psalms 32:7, John 4:11, Corinthians 1:4-5, and just one more, Psalms 22:21. I may not be perfect, but I've got a memory like a steel trap. The chalice had led me to these inscriptions, but it looked like a happy coincidence to me. After all, the De Vasconcellos arms were already on the manuscript. Nope, I was still convinced that the chalice had some significance all of its own.
It was hard to believe it was the same chalice. Now the light gleamed off its...
Okay, Psalms, Corinth, the chalice. I was still
Is that what I use this for? And why is that there, like, you know, a big purple thing there? I didn't think so. Alright, do you have anything else to add?
Hello again, Father.
Bonjour.
Is the right hand...
Oui, monsieur.
Catch you later.
Au revoir.
to think of the... In comparison... Her disappearance... A Knight Templar burning... Let me see.
I think we're done here. not really sure what I should do what I just got, but... Can I go back to Spain? No, I cannot. Was I even Spain? I don't know. It was somewhere. Is Rosu back yet? No. Back in Nico's apartment.
I solved another puzzle.
Yay.
You did?
Well, I guess I did.
Well, what was it? What's the answer?
1314.
What does that mean?
It was the date when Jacques de Molay was burned, wasn't it?
Of course.
The answer was hidden in a stained glass window. When I looked through the lens, the picture changed. It became a man surrounded by flames.
It seems to me the answers to the Templar puzzles are as cryptic as the clues. Sometimes I wonder if the manuscript isn't an elaborate joke.
The Knights Templar weren't the kind of people to play jokes, were they? Look at the chalice now, Nico.
What happened? It's shiny.
The priest at Montfaucon buffed it up for me.
That's incredible.
Yeah, looks as good as new.
No, you found a use for a priest. That's incredible.
Of course.
Let's take a... There's a guy with a... Between them is a...
Done that one.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has... A knight with a crystal... The knight's through my... There's a guy working...
Look there, two...
I'd better get back...
There's just more puzzles after more puzzles.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes. What is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In accidenta sita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world, to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map. While I was in Syria, I discovered a strange pagan statue. It was like a head with 3 bearded faces. Horrible.
That sounds as if it could be Baphomet, the idol described by the Templars.
The poor Knights of Christ had an idol that looked like that?
Allegedly. The description of the idol came from the evidence extracted by the Inquisition. Mind you, not one statue or idol was ever found on Templar property. Until now, that is. Just last month, a statue of Baphomet was unearthed right here in Paris.
Where?
At the Institut Hermétique de Naval. The statue is beneath the foundations. It was discovered by some workmen while renovating the building.
Can you tell me any more about the statue of Baphomet?
It's a fearful image, even now. A bearded head. The base of the statue is carved with Templar symbols. One of the workmen noticed a curious stain at the base. He claimed it looked like blood.
Blood?
That's right.
Thanks for your help.
You're welcome.
Okay. Alright. Baphomet. Baphomet. There we go. Well, I'll see you next time for more. I'm a Demon Wolf, and this has been interesting.